Did you know that Robert Lewandowski was one flight away from joining Blackburn Rovers?
Volcanic ash has caused the worst disruption in air travel.
That was and is a lot of rumors about this situation, of this history.
He couldn't get
here.
Couldn't get on the plane apparently that particular time.
But when I want to fly to Blackburn, that was the situation in Volcano.
The ash cloud, we're told, will cover the entire United Kingdom.
It was January 2010. A relatively unknown Polish striker is sitting in a hotel room in Manchester, waiting to complete what should be the biggest move of his career. Robert Lewandowski, then playing for Lech Poznan, had agreed to join Blackburn Rovers for £4 million, a transfer that would bring him to the Premier League and change his life forever. But then, disaster struck. An Icelandic volcano erupted.
The volcano is creating rivers of lava more than 5 football fields long and sending smoke more than 2 miles high.
This is the plume from the air, a massive cloud of ash following the winds and weather patterns right across the Atlantic,
grounding flights across Europe and preventing Lewandowski from traveling to England to complete his medical and sign the contract. By the time the ash cloud cleared, the transfer window had closed, and one of football's greatest what-if stories was born. Today, we're exploring how a volcanic eruption prevented Blackburn Rovers from signing one of the greatest strikers of the modern era, and how this twist of fate changed the course of football history. In early 2010, Blackburn Rovers were a solid Premier League club under then-manager Sam Allardyce. Known for his pragmatic approach and eye for value in the transfer market, Allardyce had identified Lewandowski as a potential bargain. The Polish striker was making waves in the Polish league with Lech Poznan, scoring goals regularly and catching the attention of European scouts from across the world. At 21, he was raw but clearly talented, possessing the physical attributes and finishing ability that Sam Allardyce valued. Blackburn's scouting network had been tracking Lewandowski for months. His performances in European competition, particularly in the Europa League, had impressed the club's scouts, who saw him as a player with significant potential. The £4 million fee represented excellent value for a young striker with international experience. Lewandowski had already made his Poland debut and was being tipped as the future of Polish football.
That you could have signed this fella,
guy, yeah.
but for the ash cloud.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he got delayed, and you know, for us in Blackburn. But obviously, from his point of view, his career has flourished from there.
Allardyce was convinced that Lewandowski could adapt to the Premier League's physical demands while providing goals that Blackburn needed to establish themselves in the top half of the table. Everything was in place for Lewandowski's move to Blackburn Rovers. The fee had been agreed, personal terms were settled, and the striker was ready to make his move to England. All that remained was the formality of a medical and signing the contract. Then, on April 14th, 2010, a volcano in Iceland erupted, sending a massive ash cloud across European airspace. Flights were grounded across the continent, stranding millions of passengers and bringing air travel to a virtual standstill.
The volcano was coughing out more ash and delaying or canceling hundreds of flights in Europe. Airports have been affected in much of the continent, from Portugal to Austria. Last month, the ash cloud from the volcano's eruptions shut down European airspace for 5 days.
Lewandowski was among those affected. Unable to fly from Poland to England, he was forced to wait in Manchester's hotel. As the days ticked by and the transfer window approached its deadline, the striker later revealed, I was so close to joining Blackburn Rovers. Everything was agreed, but then the volcano erupted and I couldn't travel. It was incredibly frustrating because I really wanted to play in the Premier League. As the ash cloud persisted and the flights remained grounded, it became clear that the transfer wouldn't be completed before the window closed. Lewandowski returned to Poland disappointed but determined to prove himself worthy of another opportunity. With the Blackburn move falling through, Lewandowski remained at Lech Poznan for the remainder of the season. His performances continued to improve, and by the summer of 2010, bigger clubs were taking notice. Borussia Dortmund, under the guidance of then-manager Jurgen Klopp, moved quickly to sign Lewandowski for just 4.5 million euros. The German club's vision for developing young talents and playing some incredible attacking football proved irresistible to Lewandowski. At Dortmund, Lewandowski flourished under Klopp's high-intensity system. His development was rapid and spectacular.
Robert Lewandowski.
Lewandowski fancies this one himself, goes for it. So, Robert Lewandowski!
Transforming from a promising young striker into one of Europe's most feared goal scorers. His success at Dortmund, including 2 Bundesliga titles and a Champions League final appearance, led to his eventual move to Bayern Munich, where he became one of the world's best strikers. The rest, as they say, is history. Lewandowski went on to score over 600 career goals, win the Champions League, and establish himself as one of the greatest strikers of his generation. The story of Robert Lewandowski's failed move to Blackburn Rovers serves as a reminder of how random events can shape football history. A volcanic eruption prevented what could have been one of the Premier League's greatest bargain signings, while also setting Lewandowski on a path to becoming a global superstar. Sometimes, fate has other plans, and in this case, those plans worked out perfectly for the Polish striker, even if Blackburn fans might wonder what could have been. But the most important part is, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that Lewandowski would have been an incredible striker in the Premier League? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more footballing content like this. And remember that you can catch me next time right here on the Footy Zone.